that was my first experience with kids not really understanding how to use tools. And I was flabbergasted. Couldn't use a tape measure, didn't know how to use a hammer, drill, couldn't do anything.
Tape measure, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and that's still a problem. And then uh, a couple of years later, we did a thing at the school called Wonder Week, where every adult in the building got to teach their passion rather than teach the subject they were being paid to teach. And I brought in three CB750s and I had 12 kids. And I thought in 1 week we could take them all apart. The kids would see how engines work and put them all back together. It was at the time I thought it was a total failure. At the end of that week, there was a couple thousand parts on the floor and the bikes were not together and parts were ruined. And I felt like it was a total disaster. But throughout the coming year, I realized that those kids, those 12 kids, and actually a lot of the kids that were really involved with whatever program they chose for Wonder Week, they all felt more of an investment in their education and their attendance rates rose and the amount of respect they showed for teachers was different. And they started participating in after school activities and they just invested more of themselves into the education rather than just seeing it as a ho hum, go to school, sit in front of a chalkboard, and then go home type of thing. So after I left teaching, I opened Skidmark Garage, which is a DIY motorcycle garage. And after doing that for a couple of years, I kind of went back to the problem I saw when I was teaching with the ability of kids to use their hands and make and fix. And so we kind of dreamed up the idea of starting a nonprofit that would bring motorcycles into the classroom and let each kid have their own engine or their own bike and take the whole thing apart and put it back together and learn by failing.